When it comes to owning a business, I would say that the toughest thing, especially when you're a solopreneur or a startup, is time management and productivity. Especially when you're starting out or you're on your own. Because at the end of the day, there's only 24 shares. No, not equity. You own it, but you only have 24 hours. And that is the toughest thing about scaling a business, is not having enough time in a day to get what you need to get done, or straining for time and wasting time in the wrong areas. And so many people make the amateur and rookie mistake, because when it comes to starting your business, when you finally get out the door and you're able to fully go into your business, you have so much time on your hands that you don't know what to do with it. And it could be tough and challenging when you're balancing entrepreneurship with your life. And let's not let alone go into people who are parents, people who have other obligations. Like, we already wear enough hats in life, because it's so demanding. And in entrepreneurship and creating a business, everything happens so fast. The demand is so high that it could be very stressful being able to be productive. And a lot of us, what ends up happening is we burn out because we're spreading ourselves thin, overcommitting to things, not able to deliver on what it is that we offer, that we end up just burning ourselves to the ground before we even start sometimes. Some people are trying to find and squeeze the time that they have outside of a 9 to 5, which is already demanding. In this video, I'm gonna tap into exactly some real life examples and things that you can apply in your business to help you get ahead and past these hurdles. As somebody who's a solopreneur, as somebody who is used to juggling multiple things, I have multiple businesses, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I also wear multiple hats. I also am a parent, family, and there's a lot that goes into that. And today I want to share what I'm doing and what I've helped others do in similar situations. I've coached people who are single mothers, with kids, multiple kids. I have coached people just getting started. So I've been in many different things, and I have been in the trenches, and I still am in certain areas. And so this video is devoted to anyone who's ready to climb out of their situation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through something that one of my mentors passed on to me that I revamped and turned into my own and created and modified so that way it can help others who are in the journey. As somebody who's a coach, one of the things that's very important is accountability. But what I realize is there's but so much a coach can do. Everyone's situation is different, everyone's idea is different, but the 24 hours is never different. I don't care how successful they are, they only got 24 hours. Therefore, if you take advantage and you master this, you'll be able to accomplish a lot more. It's not about how many things you can, master. It's about how much can you get done. However, found yourself starting things you can't complete, that's what ends up happening a lot of times with entrepreneurs. We have all these different ideas and we're unable to execute them. And that's because we don't have time management. So what I want to do is I learned something from, several multimillionaires and successful people. And I've even come across billionaires in my journeys at different conferences that I've attended over in time in my journey. And all of them had this one thing in common. And what that thing was, they had a schedule. They had a planner. They even had virtual assistants. They had assistants that were, able to assist them with this. And if you're on your own, it's gonna be tough to do that. That's why I'm gonna give you some things directly from my weekly planner. A weekly planner tool that is a regimen that the elite apply. And so now I'm gonna share those gems with you. It cost me a lot of money to get in front of people like this, but I've been doing this for years, and this is how I've been able to master and build my business and juggle so many hats in life. And so what you want to do when it comes to building a plan is you want to reflect. You cannot improve what you don't know that exists. A lot of people have 24 hours, they have certain obligations and commitments, but they don't plan it. You want to put things in your schedule, because if it's not in your schedule, it's not real. And a lot of us, what often happens is we spread ourselves thin and commit to different things, not knowing that there's only 24 hours. So what ends up happening is we jump into these activities saying yes, yes, yes. And when you say yes to everything else, you're saying no to you. And this is something I struggled with a lot. But I want to share a master gem that works for me. That's my weekly planner. My creative weekly planner is something that helps me create my weeks, because when you take care of your days, the weeks take care of themselves. And when you take care of your weeks, the months take care of themselves. And when you take care of your months, you take care of the year. There are some people that have the whole year planned out. Now with mine, I create it to where you break it down into reflecting on the previous week and getting excited and selling yourself on what you're getting into for the current week, and then breaking it down into manageable days so that way you can reflect on it daily. So you're always able to stay ahead of the game versus just going. A lot of people, they leave all their things up to random. I'll try to squeeze time in. No, you either have it or you don't. And everything else that comes up, like, you got to take control of this journey, because if you don't, somebody else will. And if you have a job, that's not an excuse. You know when you're going in, you know when you're going out. It's sad because a lot of people say that they work a job and they don't have time in the day to get work done on their business and what they're trying to create, their side hustle, that's going to actually be their opportunity vehicle that frees them from that job they hate. And so you have to sacrifice. You have to put that time in. I don't care if it's an hour or 2 hours. Put the time in so that way you can commit to getting it done. So one of the things you want to do is you want to plan out, so you know that you're working certain days. You want to block that off your schedule because you know you can't create around that time. So you want to create outside of that. There are 168 hours in a week. So you want to break that down into manageable pieces so that way you can have time. So let's say you work 40 hours a week full time. Let's say you get 8 hours of sleep. What's the difference in that? So I'm not gonna go too deep into all of that. You know, that's all math and I know how boring that can be. So this is what I do. I like to summarize and highlight key accomplishments, because if you don't become your biggest cheerleader, nobody else is. You have to be able to reflect on the past and previous week so you can get better in the upcoming week. So I recommend doing this on a Sunday or a Monday, the beginning of the week, so that way you're ahead of the game and you're not just going with the curve and everything like that. So one of the questions that I ask is, what are 3 things I got done or accomplished this week, meaning the week that we're reflecting on the previous week? You know, so you want to reflect on what types of things that you accomplish. You know, don't be so harsh on yourself. A lot of times we could be very harsh on our weeks and what we've done. And, you know, just list out 3. There's something, if you take time to think, this is time to yourself. So you shouldn't be multitasking when you're doing this. You want to actually get a piece of paper. You want to write this stuff down. And more importantly, I actually got something special for you guys at the end of this, a free tool that I give to my clients only, but I want to give to you guys for watching this as a token of my appreciation. But you won't get that until the end of the video. So make sure you watch through, because this is going to be a breeze, and I'm just going through this so that way you know what to prepare for. There are 3 things that could use improvement or did not go so well, you know, this previous week. So you're reflecting on the week as if it's a Sunday, and you're asking, what are some things that I could have improved on? You're reflecting on, you know, some things that got in the way, some things such as, maybe for me, if you're somebody on a health journey, eating sugary snacks, or not organizing your priorities, or watching excessive TV. You know, those are things that you want to put in that you can improve on. And we'll get to later on what you can do to turn those around. And then if applicable, where do you feel, or what was the most time wasted or unproductive? Like, you want to reflect the habits if you really want to change the habits. So you got to know where or when do you feel the most time was wasted. Maybe it was at nighttime. Maybe, you know, at night you get off work and you sit on the couch, and then once you're sitting on the couch, you start drinking and eating and watching something, and then next thing you know, time just seeped away and you didn't have time to do the things that you committed to. Those are some things that you want to put in there. And you get to know yourself as you're doing this. So Those are the things I would say. And then what is an atmosphere or time of the day that you feel you were at your peak performance? Where you were able to get a lot of work done, where you were able to be productive, where you felt energized, because there may be a specific time in the day of how you're wired in your human design. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. You want to recognize and get to know yourself. And that's exactly what we're doing in this training, this video, whatever you want to call it. All right. And then asking yourself these goals, like you want to set goals, these are micro goals to the big goals. When it comes to goals, we got stuff for that. That's another video. You want to separate your business goals and your personal goals because they go hand in hand, but they are separate. All right. Personal goals. What are 3 personal goals that you're committed to making happen this week, personally and professionally, aiming towards building your business? So these are activities that help push you forward in your journey. For me, it was workout, 5 days a week, eating in, meaning cooking at least 5 days a week so that I can limit my, consumption of takeout food, journaling daily so I can get in tune with myself, but you want to be specific. Don't be too vague with it. And then as far as business goes, what are some activities? What are 3 activities you can commit to that will propel you forward in your goal of creating your business? Mine was I'm in the middle of a rebrand. So it was for my business, the relaunch of it, recording at least 5 YouTube videos. And then that way I have them batched for my content, setting up an online training, which you guys are going to get access to. And other thing I ask is what book? Like, you always want to be learning, right? We're never too smart. We're never too perfect. So, what is a book that you're committing to reading at least 1 hour daily this week? So there's nothing like a sharp mind. I Am a Creator by ConvertKit. It's an amazing book compiled of little short stories that other creators are putting together and telling their story and times where they had doubt, like things that go through the mind of a creator. Very powerful. I'm really enjoying it. A lot of gems in there. I love reading other people's stories. And one day I'm going to be helping you tell yours, because I'm going to be coming up with something great where I want to open up opportunities for individuals like yourselves who are on a come up and has something great out there. You never know what you could become. And that's what these stories unlocked. And it's been very motivating and, something that has just really been helping me propel in my journey. Now that we've gone through the goals, it's all great, but a goal without an action plan is just a wish, right? So we need to make sure that we shield it. So what are 3 distractions or more you struggle with and want to stop doing or improve? This is called a prevention plan. 3 distractions. It may be yourself, or it may be binge watching TV. It may be snacking or ordering Uber Eats, whatever it is. It may be overextending yourself. And then a prevention plan could be giving yourself a time limit on how long you do these things, such as if it's TV, giving yourself 1 hour, but at the end of the day, after things are done. Tracking your calories if you're snacking. Like, there's nothing like having a discipline to make sure that you have bandwidth to be able to consume, as long as it's within the calories allotted, if that's your goal. Or cooking in or baking different treats so that way you don't snack. These are some of the things that I'm doing. Limiting the amount of times you spend with others and having your schedule, and not only just having a schedule, but actually following and responding to others if it's in alignment. If you don't have time, if it's not related to your goals, then it's a no. And there's a way you can do that. Nothing wrong with giving time to yourself. So it's important that you set these boundaries. And then asking yourself, what are 3 things I'm willing to dedicate to doing this week to add value to the creation of my business? So what are some things that you can do that you can devote yourself, commit yourself? Like when you go to the doctor, you book a play date with a friend, or you go on a date, make it just as important as your work schedule. Because if you don't, then it will never be in your schedule and it will never get done. And listing 3 personal improvements that you're going to commit to as well. What are you committed to making happen no matter what? And then listing any upcoming obligations, commitments, meetings that you have this week. Successful. This is my favorite question. Describing what a successful week looks like for you. So you want to describe, what does this ideal week look like? Like, what does it feel like? What did you accomplish? How do you feel that you accomplished? How did you treat yourself? These are the things you want to describe in a paragraph form, where you're describing, oh, I treated myself to X, Y, and Z. A successful week for me entails waking up daily, doing a morning routine, miracle morning. Like, these are the things I like to do. Sparking my mind, clearing my mind through meditation, journaling, and staying intentional with everything I do. And describe exactly what it is. What do you feel like? And then you want to put a contract with yourself. Realize this: external factors and events outside of your control are going to come up, but no matter what, you vow to commit to what it is that you have planned, meaning you keep your word to yourself. Don't ever break your word with yourself. Be impeccable with your word. So I want you to write down a commitment to that, and then I want you to sign and date it. And there you go. That's the weekly plan. And then as far as like everything in this, I'm actually going to be giving you guys this guide for free. So if you're someone who is struggling and looking for productivity, looking for a little structure, because entrepreneurship, let's face it, it doesn't come with a manual, right? So the best manual you can do is to create one around you, your situation. Everyone's situation is unique. Everyone's obligations are unique, and your ideas are unique, and the commitment and drive is unique. And so you have to tailor this schedule and things like that around you. Your goals are different. Me and you are different. How we're wired is different, and you know yourself best. And so in this guide, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that with yourself. So if you're interested in getting this guide completely free, click the link below. And also, just so you guys know, I'm also going to be opening up spots for coaching sessions for individuals who are interested in getting one-on-one coaching, getting guidance, not just accountability, but guidance so that they can actually see progress in their dreams and their journeys. If that's you, there's a link in the below to schedule a call and to learn a little bit more about the program and to apply. Anyway, guys, more importantly, thank you for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. It's your boy Vince. Let's get ready to create and create in all we do. One love. Peace.